Hello, future Zeb. It's been 2 years, 3 months, and 10 days since my last vlog. In that video, I shared my worries that I didn't know what I was going to do with my life after my PhD, and asked my future self if he was proud of me. It's been so long now since this was me, and yes, I'm proud of you, past Zeb, and yes, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life, but let's see if we can get there together. I am a dweller. I always have been. I have this constant itch to document my life, to try to make some sense of it, to preserve my memories. I felt this particularly intensely during the start of my time at university, that the whole thing was going to go by so fast, and that I should film everything every day, and make videos, and post these online. That itch did fade during COVID, when suddenly the day-to-day got a bit more boring, but to this day I still record stuff here and there, particularly when I travel. Over the years though, as I've gotten busier with other projects and my personal standards for what I post online have gotten a bit higher, often that footage goes unused. But I keep collecting it, and the backlog keeps growing. And that just sits there at the back of my mind, these videos that I never made taunting me. Like 4 years ago, I went to Athens with a friend of mine and recorded the whole thing. And I keep telling myself I'm gonna make a video with all that footage. But I probably won't, and for some reason it's really hard to let go of that. In 2023, I went to Singapore. This is around when early 2000s digital cameras started to become popular again, so I brought this little guy from my childhood. I was there for an academic conference, but I stayed a while longer to explore. I never did do anything with that footage. It's behind the scenes. One of the major updates in my life since that last video is that I've continued trying to get experience in the film industry outside of what I make on this YouTube channel. At that point, I had just been involved with running the 14th edition of Water Sprite Film Festival. Perfect.
I don't understand what you're saying to me.
Next panelist is Kat and Gregory.
I then went on to become festival director for the 15th edition, and I got so invested to the point where in the last 2 months I did zero work on my PhD and was probably spending up to 50 hours a week preparing for the festival.
Head over to Water Sprite Film Festival on Sunday, the 3rd of March.
A month before the festival, my short film 36,000 Words for Love, which had originally just been a YouTube video called Thanksgiving Vlog, won Best Micro Short at the BFI Future Film Festival.
36,000 Words for Love, directed by Zeb Garelli. Okay, so the micro short, sorry.
I didn't prepare a speech, so I'm just gonna wing this. Incredibly validating that something that was entirely creative and just made on my own has gotten such a great recognition and has got such great feedback from everyone. Yes, let this be a great start. Thank you very much. Glass, you cannot see it that easily. I had submitted it on a whim because I had always wanted to go, but realized I was quickly going to age out of the 16 to 25-year-old limit that they have. It's a good thing too, because besides now being too old to submit, that festival doesn't even exist anymore. Water Sprite itself was great, but getting so invested in a project like that can definitely have consequences when it ends. I think I struggled a bit with handing over the reins and getting back to my studies, going from something so collaborative and noisy to something so quiet and solitary.
These influencers are so dumb.
That's me.
That doesn't include you. This one.
Yum! Oh my god, guys, I'm eating the best food.
Slay.
I've done some other fun film stuff since then too. Some more short films, I did some commercial work, even made a video for the university. One of the absolute highlights was last year when I flew to Italy and made this documentary about a film residency in just 10 days, after which I stayed and helped out a bit at the Associated Film Festival in Milan, where they gave me this as a thank you. That was such a heartwarming day. I've really loved all the opportunities I've had to be involved with film in the last few years. In 2024, I was influenced to buy this action camera. I used it during a family holiday to France. And again when I visited Lottie at this crazy creative retreat in the Italian Alps.
It's the best birthday present.
I'm still planning to use the footage from Italy. Lottie recorded a beautiful monologue that I added some sound design to, and it's just missing some visuals. But the footage I recorded wasn't great, and I've been a bit disappointed with the camera more generally, and slightly regret buying it. Okay, it's time for the big news. I have finally finished my PhD. Well, technically I still need to pass my Viva, but the main thing is that I've written and submitted my thesis, and for the first time in 22 years, I'm not a student. Overall, I'm happy I did it. Living in Cambridge is a dream. I loved getting to teach, I loved getting to do water sprite, and I wouldn't have met Lottie if I hadn't stayed.
Typical at this time of year for young people to dress up as Santas and board carousels in the name of Oxford University. These young people are showing us what Christmas is really all about.
About a year ago, after having taken my PhD pretty gently up until that point and having been involved with water sprite for 2 years, I suddenly felt so far from finishing, and with the deadline for my funding coming up, I realized I really needed to sit down and give it my full focus. I also still wanted some kind of creative outlet, so I began making these short-form videos about my final year PhD grind. I have 1 year to finish this PhD. It's week 2 of my final year PhD grind.
Week 3 of Zeb's final year PhD grind.
Week 4 of my PhD grind. 5, 6, and 7 of my... The blossoms, 40 of the final year of my PhD. I really enjoyed making these videos, and although I didn't end up making as many as I hoped I would, I'm really glad that I found the time to practice some creativity along the way. It's been especially nice when people I run into tell me that they enjoyed the series. Although some of my office friends did tell me off for being overly dramatic in some of the videos. So far, been struggling to make progress. Why did I still have to social as much as possible. 10,000 fresh words written at your lowest point. That actually the year was fine and I was always going to get there. But although I might have exaggerated a bit at times, and maybe deep down I always knew that it was all going to work out, I do think that some of those feelings did come from a real place. 5 years ago, I turned 21 and recorded a letter to myself at age 25. I finally watched it back last year when I turned 25, but I wasn't in the right headspace and so didn't really feel anything when I saw my older self. I never did anything with that footage. A year later, I celebrated my 26th at home with my family.
Yeah, you tell them.
Recording some of it with this camcorder that I bought on Vinted.
Oh, look, it's that.
Oh no!
Just put it down! Just put it down!
Alright, no, they're gonna go out again. Does Zeb make a wish?
Do a wish!
No, just make a wish!
No, there's one. The middle one. The middle
Zeb
one.
just has to make a wish now. There's no time.
The middle one. The middle one.
A few months later, after finishing the first draft of my thesis, we all traveled together in Iceland.
Look at it, look at it!
I filmed the whole thing, but once again, the footage sits on a hard drive, unused. While I was finishing my write-up and Lottie was finishing her PGCE in Oxford, we were each taking alternating day trips down to London to do flat viewings, which was super stressful. But finally, we had the contract signed, and in August, we moved in.
Hi!
What are we doing today, Zebulon?
We're moving. Goodbye, house. Oh boy. Oh boy. Bye bye.
Do you think that's going to fit in a 53 square metre apartment?
Oh. Hi there. It's you there.
We absolutely love this flat, and after thinking we'd have to compromise on something, we somehow ended up with basically everything we wanted out of a flat in London. It's so comforting to be surrounded by our collective things here, intertwined, and I'm really excited to start this new chapter in London after 8 years of Cambridge. Despite the niceties, surprisingly, I did struggle a bit when we first moved here. After having such a clear path my entire life, I now have to actively decide what I want to do. And I started getting so stressed out that I'd somehow go the wrong way, that I did nothing. And the more I did nothing, the more frustrated I felt. And at the same time, I've been pretty burnt out from the PhD and wanting to take a break, but not knowing how to enjoy taking time off. It's starting to get better though. The solution for not knowing which path is the right one is to do a little bit of all of them and see what sticks. And I'm glad that I got unstuck enough to finally make this, which I'd avoided for so long. And it took longer than I thought it would, but it's good. I'm glad I'm making this, at the very least, for myself. It's both touching and a bit melancholy that the feelings I shared in that video from 2 years ago are still things that I'm feeling now. That my creative standards are too high, that I haven't actually made anything good yet. But I should take my own advice and keep making things, and keep saying yes to opportunities, at the very least to make my future self proud.